Namaskaralu. Hello, welcome. How to improve road safety in Telangana via something called a compulsory driver education. I had presented this to our Honorable Transport Minister Sri Punnam Prabhakar Garu in October of 2024, and I'm sharing the same with you here. This is a unique solution involving road safety NGOs, CSR funds, and of course government organization. So the problem is, of course, everybody knows that our traffic situation is really bad. We had 1,73,000 deaths in 2023 from about 5 lakh accidents. And in Telangana, 7,500 people died in road accidents in 2022 from about 21,600 recorded accidents. That's a huge number. About 20 people die each day in road accidents. It's almost 1 per hour. And 45% of those deaths are people under 35. These are the people starting out life, just got married, finished the education, got a job, got married, maybe have a young kid. So it's just a huge cost to our country in terms of GDP also. And two-wheelers accounted for almost half the deaths in the country, 44%. And that's because they have no training at all. They don't have any risk perception, hazard perception. Look at this scooter in front, carrying material, a long pole, keeping no gap with the car in front. See that? And look at the drivers. They're young kids. They have not been trained in any way. They don't know what is a safe gap. They kept changing lanes without using the mirror or indicator. So this is a training issue. So according to MOTH, which is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, almost 80% of road accidents are due to driver error. So we need to fix this driver error thing urgently. Otherwise, things are not going to improve. And if you look at what the government has been doing the last 10, 15, 20 years to bring down road safeties, bring down accidents, let's look at the 4 E's of road safety, okay? Enforcement is one. Yes, the challans for not wearing helmet, seat belt, challans by photos, for crossing stop line, and drunken drive checking, overspeeding, cameras. But we still don't have mobile patrols where people will be stopped when they're committing a crime and issued a challan or arrested on the spot in sight of other people watching. That's very important. When you send a challan later by SMS, it's not the same. So, but something is happening there, but not enough. Engineering really improved a lot. Our roads are now very good compared to 25 years back. Don't compare it to USA and Germany and all. Compared to what we had 20 years back, today our roads are great. In the highways, cities, we have outer ring roads. Almost every state highway has a road divider with 2 lanes on each side, which is amazing. And engineering of vehicles has improved a lot. Seat belts, ABS, airbags, disc brakes. Even motorcycles have disc brakes these days. Emergency vehicles also has improved a lot, in terms of ambulances, because in the old days we didn't have ambulances. Now, there's an accident, you call an ambulance, it's there, in fairly decent time, unless you're in a remote location. Now we come to education. This is where nothing has been done since the time India got independence. We are improving roads, vehicles, emergencies, everything, but not education. What do I mean by education? There's a driver education program, where you have to learn some 40 or 50 rules. And the only thing we're having now is awareness. So some campaigns are run to say wear helmet, wear seat belt, don't drink and drive, don't speed. And that's pretty much, that is awareness building. That is not a driver education program, and that's the reason we are facing a lot of problem. So look at this. Let's look at how much of improvement by road engineering, vehicle engineering, and emergency services. What have we achieved? Right? We made great progress in the other E's. 0. Nothing. 2018, 1,57,000 deaths. 2022 is 1,68,000. 2023 is 1,73,000. So numbers are going up. It's not coming down. Sri Nitin Gadkari himself has accepted that there's no way. He had a goal to reduce accidents to 50% by 2024. Forget about reduction, it's actually increasing. Why? Because nothing is being done about driver education. The driver is completely ignored in this whole road safety equation. We are building better roads, giving them faster cars with no skill upgradation. Okay? People have the same skill knowledge of 20 years back, and that's all they are continuing to go by. So let's talk about enforcement. A lot of people say we should improve enforcement for road safety to improve. Yes, agreed. But enforcement can only be useful for some blatant violations like wrong side driving, jumping red light, drunken driving, speeding, helmet and seat belt, maybe mobile phone usage. That's all. Maybe 5, 6. But that is not going to, enforcement is not going to substitute education. What is education? Usage of mirror signal before you move. What is sight distance? How to maintain lane discipline? Proper overtaking techniques, how to join a main road, anticipation, braking distances. Hydroplaning. Most people don't even know all these terms. If you go and talk about all these terms, they'll be like, what are these terms? So we are doing a great disservice to our citizens by not teaching them this and then giving them the license. Let's look at this. So clearly this is the fault of the two-wheeler, because whenever you're joining a main road, you must stop, look and proceed. You can't just join the main road like this blindly. So, but he will go and argue with the car. So the point is that nobody is telling the two-wheeler that please look to your right side before you join the main road. Please stop. So many village roads, villagers from small village roads are joining the state highway like this and getting hit by fast-moving lorries and they die. And so this cannot be resolved by enforcement. This can only be resolved by education. Here's another rule. Center line. What are those road markings? Sometimes broken, sometimes solid. You know what it means? If the line becomes solid, you're not supposed to cross it to overtake. Look at this biker. He's not aware of those road markings. So he's just trying to keep overtaking and go faster and faster. And now see, there's a left curve. So his vision is obstructed by the lorry. He can't see what's coming from the opposite side. So this is ignorance. You cannot enforce this. This only has to be taught by someone that, hey, check the road line before you cross to overtake. And, make sure you have a sight distance, If something is blocking you, you don't try to overtake. Here's another example. How to join a main road to make a right turn. 90% of Indians don't know this. You're not supposed to go to the wrong side at a right turn. Almost everybody goes to the wrong side. By the way, this is just a random video I was taking for some other purpose and I captured this. Look at this. Do not join from the right side. Not even for cars. Don't honk. Don't create noise pollution. And don't block the cyclist. Cyclist has right of way there. So this biker is the correct way to do it. You approach from the left side of the road. Yield to pedestrians, cyclists. Don't stop. Look both sides. And when it's safe, cross the road and then make the right turn. See that? This is a very basic rule. But nobody knows it. How do you enforce this? You cannot enforce this. There must be 1 crore T-junctions all over India. Can you have 1 crore policemen at each junction to show people how? No. It has to be taught to them before a license is issued. And forget about, not forget about, keep aside the deaths and the accidents and injuries, which is a huge cost. Just think about this. This is a 100-meter roadway that you see how many violations are there of people. There's bad parking on the left, blocking the narrow road. Everybody is crisscrossing, overtaking from the left, right, no indicator, no use of mirror. People coming from the opposite side, overtaking, crossing the center line. Chaos. You know how much of blood pressure drivers go through in a situation like this? There's a lot of stress, and this is for 100 meters. Think about someone who drives 20-25 kilometers a day, how much of stress they go through. What is that stress going to do to you? It's going to come out in some way. A heart attack, maybe, you become diabetic. I don't know, something. It has to come out in some way, and it takes a toll on your body. So for many, many reasons, we need to actually educate our drivers to just become better. So the solution is that let's focus on the driver. We've got independence 75 years ago or more, and nobody's ever focused on the driver. We are always trying to make roads better, cars faster, but not improve the driver skill. So one advantage in India is most drivers have good motor skills, how to control the vehicle. We call it ABCs, accelerator, brake, clutch, steering. So that part is okay. They just don't know the rules and defensive driving. That's where they're taking risks, which they shouldn't be taking, and dying. So let's create like a driver education program. It's like a movie, with lots of videos and reels and everything. Just 2 hours. Train new drivers for a couple of hours before giving them the license. And you see, we can change their behavior. That's what we need to do. We need to change the driver behavior. We can set up classrooms, training centers close to each RTA in the city, Hyderabad district. That's what we're looking at. The instructors and other things can be funded by CSR funds, corporate social responsibility, and can be run by Road Safety NGOs, the salaries for the instructor and things like that. And we can train people at, each classroom, 2 sessions, different languages, Hindi, English, Telugu. And for instance, Hyderabad has 5 RTAs. We want to start first with Hyderabad district. 1 lakh licenses are issued in Hyderabad district across the 5 RTOs. So our goal is, let's first start with these 1 lakh people, put them all through a 2-hour session. So create a strong, impart education on the rules and defensive driving. And we can teach them road rules, defensive driving, have lots of training videos like what you just saw right now, so people can understand. You see, reels and videos, people understand more than just dry presentations. So increase their risk perception and soft skills, to be considerate and kind to other road users. You see, on the road, there are young people, old people, all kinds of people. You might be a hero, but other people might not have your reflexes. So you can't just keep honking, pushing them out of the way and scaring them. It's a shared experience, But how to get new drivers to attend the course? This was the biggest challenge. I can start the classroom tomorrow if I want, but nobody will come and sit for my class, right? So that's where, all road safety NGOs agreed that unless the government makes it compulsory, nobody will come to attend the class. So it has to be a rule saying that only if you attend this class, you can get the license. And I approached and presented this concept to our Telangana Transport Minister, Sri Punnam Prabhakar Garu. He liked the idea and he said, yes, let's do it. Let's set up 5 or 6 centers first in Hyderabad, run it on a pilot basis for about a year, and then, expand to other districts in the state. So that's a very good news. And so, this is the process flow. Someone applies for a license, especially youngsters. RTA issues the learner's permit and says, hey, go attend this compulsory class. It's free. So they come, they attend this class, and we give them a certificate. They take the certificate, go back to RTA and continue the normal process. So we're not changing anything in RTA, we're just adding this additional step. And the theory should be standardized, of course, across all the centers. So, same message is going, and instructors should be certified, trained, and have good knowledge. And the class should have, be at least 2 hours with lots of videos, like what we just showed, so that it keeps people engaged. They want to sit and learn. Without these kind of videos, people get bored and they'll start looking at their phone. And of course, multiple languages. So the course should be in accordance with government syllabus of Central Motor Vehicle Rules of 1989 and MVDR 2017. So we have to be technically accurate when we teach the rules. It cannot be based on my whims and my thoughts and my perceptions. No, it has to be technically accurate according to the Motor Vehicle Act of India. So the second challenge we faced is after the government, after our honorable minister said, yes, I will give the compulsory authorization, go ahead with it. The problem we're finding is that we couldn't find a classroom area. You see, rentals are so expensive, and someone has to rent a classroom in the city and then electricity bill for it and so many responsibilities and stuff. So I got stuck. Though the minister approved in October of 2024 and today is March, we haven't been able to make any progress because not able to find the classroom. And that's where came in Sri Ramesh Mastipuram sir. He's a IPS officer of Inspector General rank, and he runs police training centers. He's in charge for police training centers all over the state. So he has got many classrooms, and he said, hey, you know what, I'll give you some of my classrooms from my different locations to run this course. So this is an amazing breakthrough, because now we have road safety NGOs are kind of ready, some CSR funds are ready, and now we have the location for the classroom. So now we just have to make it all happen. So much closer to it. This is one of the key sponsors to my whole compulsory driver education program, Sri Guruva Reddy Garu. He's the owner of Kim's Hospitals, and now it's Kim's Sunshine. He's got a road safety NGO called Sarvejana. So he's a huge sponsor. This is about me. I'm very much passionate about road safety. I've been focusing on driver education for the last 5-6 years. You know, myself along with my co-author Malcolm Wolf, we published all these manuals. By the way, I'm a mechanical engineer from CBIT, Hyderabad, and I've done my MBA from USA, and I lived in US for about 25 years and returned to India. I have license from 3 countries, India, USA, Dubai, and I've driven in about 9 countries. So I have a wide experience of road safety, knowledge, rules, roads, left-hand drive, right-hand drive, everything, through over my life. So I've created even an online course which is on Udemy, which is in Hindi and English, pretty much like a driver education program. So I'm very committed in this space, and I think driver education is not to be taken lightly. It's a course. It's not like a brochure. When people say, give me a brochure, how much can I cover in a brochure? 12 rules? How is that going to help? You need to learn at least 40 or 50 rules. So please pay attention to the whole concept of driver education and learn the rules, be a safer driver. And I'm going to leave you with the message from our Transport Minister, Sri Ponnam Prabhakar, on
నా మాట ఒక్క మాట దయచేసి వినండి. ప్రమాదం చెప్పిరారు, వచ్చిన తర్వాత మనం చెప్పడానికి పోవాలి. తెలంగాణ రవాణా శాఖ మంత్రిగా, తల్లికి బిడ్డగా, నా తల్లి కూడా నేను బయటకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు జాగ్రత్త. సంవత్సరానికి భారతదేశంలో 1,60,000 మంది చనిపోతా ఉన్నారు. తెలంగాణలో కూడా ఈ రోజు సగటున రోజుకి 20 మంది చనిపోతా ఉన్నారు. ఈ ప్రమాదం అనేటువంటిది చెప్పొచ్చేది కాదు. మన జాగ్రత్తలు మనం ఉండాల్సినటువంటి బాధ్యత మనదే. దసరా చెడుపై గెలుపు మంచిగా ఉండాలని ఆయుధ పూజ చేసుకుంటాం. కుటుంబ సభ్యులందరితో కలిసి ఆయుధ పూజ చేసే సందర్భంలో ఒక ప్రతిజ్ఞ చేసుకుని ట్రాఫిక్ రూల్స్ ని పాటిస్తాం. హెల్మెట్ ధరిస్తాం, సీటు బెల్ట్ ధరిస్తాం, ట్రాఫిక్ నిబంధనలు పాటిస్తామని ప్రతిజ్ఞ చేయాలని నా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. మద్యం తాగి వాహనం నడపాలి విజ్ఞప్తి, అది ప్రమాదానికి సూచిక. బతుకమ్మ దసరా శుభాకాంక్షలు.
Thank you for watching, guys.